We have been talking about for some time the fact that it is looking more and more likely that my favorite Superman of all time, Henry Cavill, is probably done playing Superman. There were, of course, you remember a couple months ago, there were reports coming out saying that he was done. Warner Brothers, instead of putting out a statement denying it, they said, we have no plans for a future Superman movie right now, but we love Henry Cavill. So just, you didn't answer the question. Anyway, there's been all that, and then some cryptic stuff here and there. Well, what has come up in the last couple of days that a number of you alerted me to yesterday was that more and more, including on IndieWire and other sites, they're now been reporting and referring to Henry Cavill, particularly when they're talking about the upcoming Witcher series, talking about him in terms of the former Superman. Now, it was then brought up in a couple of places that Henry Cavill, even at Comic-Con, which I didn't know about this, but I'm seeing a number of sources now reporting that while at Comic-Con, and this was overlooked at the time, when he was introduced to one or two things, he was introduced as, he's done this, the former Superman, and this and this. It's like, wait a minute, time out, former Superman? Now, look, this may all be much ado about nothing. This might just be semantics. This might just be some people assuming he's not Superman anymore and using that little bits of language. But considering how important this issue is to somebody like me that loves Henry Cavill as Superman, I'm hanging on everything that comes out about this story. I'm hanging on absolutely everything that's coming out about anything referring to Henry Cavill, where, whether it's suggesting that he's now done, whether it's suggesting that he's going to be back, whatever. I'm hanging on every single word. And I went through all these things yesterday, and it's now kind of become just assumed at this point, Rob, that he is in fact done as Superman. Rob, let me ask you this. Can you comfort me and reassure me and let me know, John, you're reading too much into this, there's probably still a good chance? Or are you thinking a little bit more paranoidly like I am, that these little references like this only point more towards that he's probably done? Or is it much about nothing? How do you see this?
Well, are we still sitting in the puddle of pool of
the
goo?
Water's fine.
Well, okay, so we're still there. I think it'd be easier to comfort you if we're sitting there. But I would say this. I think that, it's semantics. I think if they came up with a great script that was an irresistible home run, slam dunk, what have you, I think they could get Henry Cavill to come back and play Superman. I think everybody likes him as Superman. I think you can't, whether you love Man of Steel or not, I think you cannot deny Henry Cavill's presence. I mean, physically, he was a perfect specimen. I love his voice. When he says it stands for hope. Who doesn't love Henry Cavill as Superman? And what he deserves is a truly great Superman film. But the world we live in, there isn't a Superman movie on our horizon, so I guess that's what they were saying is former Superman. Maybe they were told to say that, but I think, John, I always look. What does he say? It stands for hope. Hope springs eternal. And if we're sitting here in the pool of goo of joy or whatever, wondering whether or not we're going to get a Henry Cavill Superman movie, I would like to say that we would. I think he deserves another Superman film. I think people want another Superman film from him. I think they just don't know how to make one yet. They don't know what to do. And as I know from working on Superman Returns, it's really hard to find an actor to play Superman. And Henry Cavill he's the man, dude. So on the other hand, I would say there is no Superman in his future, so maybe he knows something we don't. So I could go either way. I'm going to give you my joyous response that Henry Cavill he deserves another Superman movie, but the pragmatist in me says there might not ever be another Superman movie. Right.
Now, I see, now you're talking to someone who I believe we already got a truly great Superman movie in Man of Steel, but I know I'm in the minority on that.
I believe, I'm with you too, though.
Yeah, I think that thing was great, but the thing that worries me, Rob, is that I don't think this is an issue of Warner Brothers needing to convince Henry Cavill to come back. I think this is an issue that Warner Brothers has moved on from that iteration of Superman. I think they just feel like we swung 3 times. we missed 3 times. I would disagree with them, but from their point of view, the thing, we swung 3 times, we missed 3 times. We need to move on with a different iteration of Superman, so we need to move away, blah, blah. So I think if it was just a matter that they got to convince Henry to come back, I think they could do it, because I think Henry loves playing this character. I think he loves the Superman character. I think he's loved being this character, and I don't think it would be that tall of an order to get him to come back. I just unfortunately don't think that's the problem.
Right.
I think the problem's on Warner Brothers' end. So I don't know. Question here is, guys, what do you think about all that? Do you think that this is all just semantics right now? Are you feeling a little bit more hopeful like Rob is? Are you feeling a little bit more worried and pessimistic like me that this truly is the end of it? What do you guys think about that? Jump down in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.